So what is a heat-related illness?
Well, a heat-related illness happens when exposure to high levels of heat happen without relief or enough fluids.
And is it the same in children and adults?
Well, it is the same thing, except for that children adjust more slowly to heat, so there is a higher incidence, as well as they produce more heat and sweat less. And when you consider that sweating is a primary form of thermal regulation, that's a greater risk for them. And so children need to consider having a rest break, as well as having an adequate fluid level while they're exercising and playing. And so it's also a good thing to consider that those with health problems or wearing heavy clothing are more susceptible to heat illnesses. So those doing band marching or playing football are the things to consider. Well, do you know of any types of heat-related illnesses?
Yeah, there are 3 types of heat illnesses. There's muscle cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke.
Scott, do you have some prevention tips?
I do, actually. Make sure that you ensure that appropriate medical coverage is available. Conduct a thorough physician-supervised medical screening. Adapt athletes to exercise and heat gradually over the period of 10 to 14 days is recommended. Educate everyone involved with the athletes. Always be vigilant when practicing with prepubescent athletes, and allow 2 to 3 hours rest between meal times and with adequate fluid intake.
Oh, that's good.
Lil, do you have any more preventative tips?
Yep, you can weigh high-risk athletes before and after activities to monitor their lost body weight and minimize equipment, clothing in the hot and warm environment. And you can minimize the warm-up when feasible. And you should rest in shaded areas and ensure proper supplies like ice and water are available to the athletes. And you can notify the hospital or emergency personnel before the activities to inform them of increased possibility of heat-related illness. And Sam, do you have something to add?
Yeah, it's a good thing to consider that athletes that exercise late in the summer, specifically those sports such as soccer, football, and cross country, are at a greater risk, since that is the peak time for heat.
So how can we guard against this?
Well, you'd want to follow these steps. Gradually increase intensity and duration. That way that you can prepare the body for the heat. Spread out rest breaks during practice. Be properly hydrated. Don't have urine like this. This is an excessively dehydrated individual's urine, and so they need to immediately drink some water. A good glass would be appropriate. Scott, what else can we do for this?
Well, you can exercise during cooler parts of the day, such as early morning or in the evening. Don't participate in intense exercise if you have signs of an existing illness like a fever or a flu. Athletic events should have an athletic therapist on the scene to help with supervision, recognition, and possibly treatment of any heat-related illnesses. Lil, is there anything important to note?
Yeah, everyone should know that no one is invincible when it comes to exercising heat, and if medical care is not available in a timely manner, long-term damage may occur.